After a long journey, Rick has finally made it to the city just to find that Atlanta has been overrun with walkers, ending up surrounded. It's time for him to leave. Welcome to The Walking Dead. Okay, so Chapter 2, City Slicker. Rick is in Atlanta. He's surrounded. Our objective is to get to the other side of the board, off the edge. That's our victory condition. We got to survive the dead. Now, this only uses Rick Grind. He is going to be equipped with 20 points of equipment plus 5 for every supply counter we looted in the previous chapter, which if you are new, check out episode 1. That's going to give us a total of 35 points, which we have spent exactly, if I can math, which I can't. He's going to have a 9mm pistol. He's going to have a leather jacket, which will help in some melee predicaments. And he's got a veteran skill equipped called Quick. This model may perform 2 move actions in the same turn if it has actions to spend, but he can't run twice. So I guess technically I could sneak and then run. Might come in handy here. I don't have a melee weapon equipped, so things might get a little dicey depending on how our ammo rolls go. We'll see on that front. Jumping down to the actual table, we're going to have a total of 12 walkers on the board. That's going to give us 8 on the escape path, which is over here. And then we're going to have 4 walkers right here, basically close to our starting point with Rick. I don't know how this is going to work, but this is what it calls for. Also, our threat tracker is on level 4 to start with, so we are starting in low threat. So our event cards are going to be a little bit more spicy right off the rip. We also have our supply trackers, 1 in each card. That's going to be 1, 2, 3, and I think I scooched this. That's 4 right there. So those are our 4 lootable trackers. I don't believe they give us any benefit in the following scenario, but we might get ammo, we might get bandages, who knows. We'll keep an eye on them as we are able. And I believe that is basically it for our setup, and we can jump right in. Real quick, before we jump right into this, I just want to let you guys know that I do have the link to the Discord down below. I finally just made it public. If you guys want to hop in there, share your paint jobs, hang out, you can yell at me in there, and we'll see. I want to do painting contests and stuff maybe down the road as we get people. So we'll see. It's just something fun for you guys. And it'll be fun for me too. So there you go. There's that. If you want more of this, let me know down below. Remember to hit that like and that subscribe. Let's get to the game. Okay, so this might be a little bit weird since it is just Rick and we are playing solo. I got to remember that playing solo at the end of every single turn, which is going to happen fairly quickly, Rick or our threat meter is going to go up by 1. So it's something to keep in mind when playing solo. Something else, again, I went over a lot of the kind of basics in the first episode, so I'm not going to try to do that again. If you're interested, watch that first episode, you can get caught up. So starting out, we've got to go with Rick. Now, Rick is starting dead center of the bottom of the board, and which this is still our 2-foot board. This is just kind of an edge. This isn't playable. I need to try to get as far as I can before having to shoot or do anything, but I don't actually know if I'm going to be able to do that. Since I can perform 2 move actions in the same turn, I could theoretically sneak twice, but the question is, I would still end up in range. It might not be a bad idea, though, to start, because I don't want to have to shoot, and my melee is all right. Let's just go ahead and take advantage of our veteran skill, Quick, and we'll just go ahead and do 2 sneaks, since we can move twice. That's going to put him kind of up here by this vending machine, right behind the wall. Classic. There you go. You can check him out right there. And then we will sneak. That puts us not quite to that supply counter, but it's close. That is our action phase. So we are going into the event phase, which starts with us checking if people are in range, which they, I don't think, are. Okay, first check, kill zone. We just have the one. Thankfully, we are good there, so nothing, but we do go to an event card. So this is shooting at shadows. So we up the threat level by 1, up to threat 5. All threat levels, all survivors with a nerve value lower than the current threat value must shoot at the closest enemy model if they have a ranged weapon. Thankfully, Rick has a high threat, so I don't think this is going to affect us. Start with the player with initiative, alternate choosing a model, resolving the shoot action. In addition, each time a shot is resolved, walkers enter play with white dice. If an eligible survivor has no functioning ranged weapon, it must run exactly as if it had run on the panic dice. Thankfully, this doesn't affect me at all because we're still so low in threat. So that's good for us. That takes us into the melee phase, of which there is none yet. So we just skip right by that. And then into the end phase, which we don't have any prone walkers or anything. So we're going to skip through that as well. We are going straight into the second round. I'm going to bump our threat up to 6, since that technically is the end of the turn. Now, Rick, we're going to have to try to blow through some of this a little bit quick because it is just Rick. But I'm going to hit this. I'm going to move and search, which is not going to take me very far, but I will just scooch to the other side. And we will loot this supply tracker. That gives us higher iron melee weapon. So that ain't too bad because we have a handgun. We'll put this in our other hand so we can have our melee weapon equipped. That'll give us 1 extra white dice, which is actually kind of a big deal actually in melee. So that's good with me. That is both of his actions. So technically that's the end of his turn. We check kill zones. There's nothing. We check event card. Frayed nerves, all quiet and low threat, which is where we are. 1 model with low nerve of the player's choice creates noise. If there are no eligible models, add 1 to the threat level. That one, again, isn't terrible, but that bumps our threat up to 7, so we are flying through threat here. And that takes us into melee, which there's none, and the end phase, which there's nothing there either. So we are back with Rick. Things are going to get really dicey, and there's a good chance that he could just straight up die before I get off that board edge. If I could sneak close and then make a break for it, that might be my best bet, but I don't really have a good game plan here. I could try to use the gun because they'll bump, although that would draw this one in. Because if I shoot and it causes mayhem, it's going to draw all the walkers within a 10-inch radius of him, essentially, which is a large portion, would run toward him. These 2 would bump into the wall. This one would bump into the car. But it gets a little dicey over here. So I don't know if I want to do that. I don't know if I'm going to be able to engage. Well, I'd be out of 2 inches, so I could engage, maybe kill one there. But I think we need to do some sneaking. So we are going to continue to sneak. We're going to bide our time. And I don't want to shoot. I think we're just going to wait. We're going to play it safe. That is going to be all of my actions, I believe. I think I can hide with an action. Let me check. All right, I'm not going to bother hiding because it seems like hiding in cover just gives you benefits for shooting. So I'm not gonna do that. But what we can do is nothing. Gotcha. That's going to take us to the event phase. I think we're just a smidge out of kill zone range, so we're going to count that as a win. That takes us into Event card. We are in low threat. +1 to threat. That's going to put us at 8. Roll blue dice and move that many eligible walkers toward the nearest survivor. Then white dice amount enters play. So let's move some blue. 2. Okay, well, we'll be nice. And by nice, I mean awful. Move 1. And we'll be a little more friendly, and we'll move her. So that's 2. Right? Okay. And we got to enter white dice amount. 2. 2. Enter play. We'll have 1 come out of that door, and we'll have 1 come into play right behind him. We're corralling. That takes us to melee into end phase, and that also bumps our threat up 1 more. So we are in medium threat. Threat level 8. I might have missed 1 earlier. That's my bad. This is only the second time I've ever played this, so, be nice. Okay, Rick. We have some decisions to make. Again, I think if I run, I think the move here is going to be to sneak. We're going to sneak and loot. I was going to double sneak, but I'm going to sneak. I'm going to loot this, and then in the kill zone phase, that walker will move into me anyways, and then we'll fight her in melee. So we're going to sneak up to here. We're going to loot this suitcase. Get us a supply card. A burning brand. This item may not be stored in the survivor's pack, so we'll just throw it on the ground. I didn't want it anyways. Unfortunate. Now, that takes us into event phase, which check kill zone. She's going to move, obviously. I think we're still good there, and we are kind of not good there, but I think we would just bump into the terrain. I'm not actually entirely sure how the kill zone works and how that interacts with terrain. I don't know. Y'all let me know. That takes us to event card. Escaped livestock. Okay. Terrified farm animals escape from their enclosures, drawing the attention of the walkers. The player with initiative. Okay, I'm not going to play this because it makes no thematic sense. I guess you could say it was like a dog running through the city. Maybe we will do this. Let's read it. The player with initiative chooses a barn, split rail fence, or barrier. Any scenery piece within 3 inches, including the nominated piece, generates noise in order chosen by the opposing player. The scenery piece has only 1 scenery point. It is removed from play as soon as the noise is resolved. I don't know if there's a way to make this work. Let me think about it for just a second. Okay, so trying to kind of decipher how that works. I'm thinking if we play it like it comes into play over here and pick this scenery piece, that would also affect kind of this scenery, and I think that's about it. So basically, I guess each of these pieces would kind of draw attention because they would cause noise, like these dogs kind of moving through the city. I think that kind of makes thematic sense, and it's kind of an event, so we're going to go with that. I think, essentially, that would draw 1 walker and go with 2 walkers. We'll go with that. Again, we're just going to makeshift that, make it make a little sense like there's dogs running through the town. Okay? Cool. That takes us into melee phase. Here we go. Rick has his tire iron. So that's a white, and his melee is a white. So Rick has 2 white dice. Let's see. Okay. And walkers, I will show this again. Walkers are always the same. They just roll red for melee, red for defense. We're just always going to be meleeing, let's be real. But they do outnumber, so I'm trying to be very careful about where I position to not have them gang up on me, because that's going to turn south real fast. Ooh. That is unfortunate. But I think because I canceled, it was 3-2. I don't know if that exclamation point would play a role. I'm going to guess that it doesn't, but y'all let me know. I'm not sure on that front, but I'm going to take that as basically a kind of a tie in a sense, but because I had 3 hits to 2, I would push and knock her over, I think. I'm not sure on that. Again, there's some interactions here. This is only my second game. Sorry. That is the melee phase, I believe. That takes us to the end phase, where we roll a black dice to see if our prone walkers stand up. And of course she does. There we go. And that ups our threat by 1. We're in threat 10. I can't. Wait a minute. Oh, okay. Well, to be fair, let's see. Can y'all see that? Those both look like 8s. All right. But we were on 9. Now we're on 10. It's fine. It's all fine. Threat 10. There we go. Rick. I really don't want to shoot. Although, no, because that crawling walker is already against. I'm trying to think. Everybody but the one would come toward me. But I could. No, I can't quite make it out yet. Okay, I think I'm going to move into melee here, get a little bit of distance, and we might be able to get out in the next round. Hopefully that doesn't bite me in the ass. Okay. Event phase. There's nobody in kill zone range. It's just her. We go to event hard. Grim recognition. All threat levels. That awful moment when you recognize a walker's face. Chooses any survivor within a standing walker's kill zone. The chosen survivor must panic in its next activation. Place this card face up to the survivor card to remind you. If there's no eligible survivors, increase the threat level by 1. Well, he's there. Maybe after he didn't recognize her in the first fight, and he's recognized her in the second fight. That ups our threat by 1. And we will just have to panic at the start of the next activation. So that sucks. Which is kind of weird, considering I'm about to... Whatever. Melee phase. Rick. 2 white dice. That looks awful familiar, doesn't it? All right. So 3-1. So we push her back, and we knock her over into the end phase. Roll the black dice, and she stands back up. She's resilient, this one. Okay. That is the end of the turn, up to threat 12. This moves very quickly, by the way, this scenario. Now, Rick has to panic. We have a chart to look at when we roll this yellow dice. Let me pull it up. All right, let's roll our dice and see what we get. Okay, that we got last game. Quiet only take 1 action this turn, and it may not be an action that causes noise or mayhem. That kind of sucks because that ruins my plan, but it could have been worse. Actually, this really sucks because if I sneak, I'm going to get engaged with 2 walkers, which means I essentially have to sneak into the same walker, and we have to try to do the same thing again. So That's unfortunate. It's the apocalypse. Nothing goes to plan, apparently. But that takes us into event phase. Still the same situation, so we're just going to go straight to the event card. All quiet, nothing happens. Medium threat, which is where we are. The tension reaches fever pitch. Add 1 to the threat level. Immediately draw 2 more event cards, applying the results 1 at a time. That's also +1 to threat. So that puts us on 13 and puts us on 14. Oh my goodness. All right, 2 more event cards. Here we go. Medium, high threat, the herd as low threat. In addition, all prone walkers immediately stand up. Okay, thankfully that. Choose a walker and move it towards the nearest survivor. All eligible walkers within 8 inches of the chosen walker also move, converging on the chosen walker. Oh my gosh. What? Choose a walker, move it toward the nearest survivor. All eligible walkers within 8 inches converge. Okay, well, I guess what? 1, and then 2. Okay, is Rick about to just get smited? I think 3. This guy would bump. This guy would bump. This guy would bump. Okay, this is not good. And we still have 1 more event card, so let's see. Feeding Frenzy? This sounds awful. As medium threat, in addition, every walker gains plus red in melee this turn. In addition, roll as low threat. Roll blue and move that many eligible walkers toward the nearest survivor. Roll black for each survivor engaged. On a blank, the model loses 1 health point if there's no models in melee. Okay, so I got to roll a black dice, and if I get a badge, he loses a health. Okay, he's good, thankfully. Now we roll a blue dice and move that many toward a fella, which, to be fair, she's just going to bump into this. And this guy right here is he's gonna get close. Okay, things have gone from somewhat manageable to, oh my god, terrible. Okay. Melee phase. Let's do it, I guess. All right, so I was looking through the rulebook just to check melee stuff, and I'm still a little confused. Single combatants damaging multiple opponents. If a single combatant beats multiple opponents, the player who won the melee may divide the total amount of damage caused between all enemies in base contact. It may be allocated against the same model or split freely between them. I don't see that going this way, but I do have the leather jacket. Discard this card to ignore all damage from a single round of melee. I'm a little confused on the wording, but we're just going to roll through this and see what we get. Let's just start with Rick's melee. So that's going to be his 2 white. 1 for his tire iron, 1 for his melee. I don't want to shoot because I think I'll only be able to shoot 1 of them, and that's not really going to do me any good. I needed to kind of, so let's just see what we get. Okay, that is literally as good of a roll, I think, as we could have had. Now, the outnumbering. So it's additive up to a maximum of 5. But I think it would be what? 1, 3, 6. Because it's like each one gets 1 additional. The first walker would get 1. Second walker would get 2. The third walker would get 3. So 3 walkers is 6 red dice. Up to a maximum of 5. Now, I think that's a maximum of 5 red dice, so I'm going to be rolling 5 red dice. I think. I could be wrong on that. I don't know if that's whatever. If y'all know, let me know. We're going to go with the 5 red dice and see. But I think because of the leather jacket, I could basically ignore all of this and allocate my damage accordingly. We're going to see. Actually, it doesn't even matter because that was a horrible red dice roll, so that's pretty good. I'm still going to do that because this is going to work out better for me. So let's just ignore this with the jacket. So, you know, we got leather. They can't bite through it. We're good. That's 2 headshots. So that's 2 kills. So let's just, we'll just get rid of 2. And then we still have the 2 damage. So we would essentially knock back and push this one over. And, well, this is a little weird, but we'll knock her back and push her over. Kicking her while she's down seems a little messed up, but that's what it is. And that, I think, is the melee phase. I might have played that completely wrong. It's my second game. If I did, let me know. Either way, that doesn't feel too far off, right? I mean, I'm good with that. Hey, it is what it is. But that, to be fair, we got screwed heavily. Hey, I'll take it. That takes us into the end phase. Let's see if these fellas stand up. So, he's up. Probably not happy. And he's up. All right, well, whatever. That ups our threat by 1. We are on threat 15. I don't think it's going to matter, though, because after that flurry, it is Rick's go, and he certainly has enough movement to get off the board, and he's gone. So he has done it after a very sketchy turn there, but we made it. I'm honestly a little surprised, I will say. But hey, it has to be winnable, right? So, after everything, we almost literally bit the dust at the finish line, but we made it out. Rick made it to Atlanta, almost got obliterated, and has now escaped Atlanta. Now he's going to link up with them at the Atlanta camp, but things might not be too great there either. That'll be on the next episode, which the next tribe is actually that chapter, and they're going to do Dale's RV as an STL as part of the tribes thing. So if you wanted to partake in that, go check out that tribes. I'm going to make sure I get it all painted up, and we could do this nice and proper for episode 3. I didn't know how to do the city type of aesthetic with terrain, so hopefully that was okay. I think the campground will be a little bit easier for me to manage because I want them to feel as thematic as I can make them. Okay, this was obviously a very short episode. It's just one guy basically running 20 inches across the board. So hopefully y'all enjoyed that. Remember to check the Discord in the description. Let me know if you want any changes or what you like, what you don't like about the way I'm doing this with the Walking Dead series. Let me know if you're enjoying the Walking Dead series. Hell, yell at me in the comments, okay? That's how. Just give me a comment. I'll take it. Say dog. I don't care. That's it. All right. I will see you on the next one. Enjoy. Bye, guys.
Oh, Doc, the hunter. You're